friends. I hope you're having a great evening. I'm here today to just share and maybe discuss with you a little bit how I got to start drawing and how I started drawing cats. This here is the first journal that I work with. I will link it down below. I have like a whole video of the journal. As you can see, it's really huge. It's my tribute journal, and this one was the first journal that I started working maybe I would say 3 to 4 years ago, and I'm talking about junk journaling. In another video, I'm gonna share with you my writing journal experience, which is a really long one. Just writing, not junk journaling. But in this journal, I wanted to share with you two things. And first of all is that you probably have seen or observed some of my ladies' drawings, the whimsical ladies and whimsical birds and some other whimsical stuff. And that came along later in my journaling. I would say a year after I started this journal, more or less. So many of you ask me where I learned to draw. And it's kind of embarrassing to say that I had never practiced drawing before, more than what you do when you are a child. And sometimes, you know, even the drawings right now are kind of childish, you know, if you look at with a magnifying glass, you know. But when I started this journal, in the first page, I tried to draw, or not drawing, but painting. This was spread about my favorite place during my childhood. And when I look at it, let me move the flowers a little bit. When I look at it, it's kind of, the whole spread is kind of lame, but it was the foundation for what it was to come, you know. So this is a picture of me when I was a little child with my mom and my dad in near the Patagonia in Argentina. We still have a beach house there, and this here was my first time trying to paint something in a journal. And oh boy, I did it with acrylic paints. I never at that time knew that I could paint with watercolors, probably not in this paper. But yeah, that was my first attempt on painting something in the very first spread, very daring. But you know, journaling is a good process where you learn a lot of stuff and you apply and then you modify it and you make it better the next time. However, I did not paint again in this journal because I started my incorporating painting after all of these spreads. And more or less, I wanted to show how my journey, it says here, my journey started, and then I ended up painting faces and cats and all of that. And as I said, it has not been longer than 3 years. But with cats, in this journal, let me see if I can find it, I created the first spread. I think it's more like around here. I'm gonna just where is it? I'm taking you to a journey on my whole spread. Oh, it's this one here. So regarding cats, this was my first attempt to accomplish something on cats, because I had never had a cat before, and when I created this spread, our dog had passed away, so our heart was very tender. We, despite it has been more than 3 years, we're still grieving his loss and missing him. I still could not go back and see a picture of him. But in this spread here, I wanted to depict Ollie. Ollie was a stray cat that came to visit us, and that was the first time I got related to a cat. Ollie stayed with us, not inside the house. He would come and visit and take naps for some time, but then Ollie left. A neighbor didn't like the stray cat around, so he went to live with a family that has a barn and a lot of land and goats. So he's super happy there, and he has many brothers and sisters. So all of this to say that this was my first spread and contact with cats. The story is longer. If you want, I can tell it to you any other day. So in this spread, I used a current picture of Ollie, and since he is a tuxedo cat, I added a little bow, and I created a ball there for him to play, although he was not much of a player, since he is an outside cat. He's more concentrated on his praise. So then these are some sticky notes from the Dollar Tree, and I kind of told the story there, and with some stencils I created some pink shadowing and some washi tape from the dollar store. I knitted this ribbon with crochet, and then I created kind of a little booklet made with tuxedo cats. And in the back, I went on telling Ollie's story. And the stickers, all of them are from the Dollar Tree. So that was my first experience with cats. I didn't draw anything in this spread because, as I said, it didn't have anything to do with drawing at that time, and I didn't even have a clue I could draw. So then the second approach to cats was when I started this journal here, which is my Faces journal. And most of you probably know that when you start creating a journal, you start with one idea and then you go to another idea. So when I started this journal, this was the first spread, because I thought I was gonna be collaging and just creating whimsical figures out of a picture. So I'm gonna try to put the link to this flip through of this journal so you see it. And this one, the first spread was about a cat, and this was a picture I found in a magazine, a dollar store magazine, and I created a little bit of origami shirt for him, and then I used some of my little machines to create some textures in there. So that was the second step of coming closer to the cat world. So then this journal went for a change right there in the second spread, because I discovered that I could draw some faces, which has nothing to do with this video, but I wanted to show you. So up to now, the last spread or face that I have created in this journal, by the way, is created with the pages are cereal boxes, the card box. So the last spread that I have worked in this journal, and it's still going on, I haven't drawn any faces now because they take a lot of time and I'm super busy in my job. But the last face was on a real cat, Mr. Bruno. Mr. Bruno is our current cat. When we couldn't keep Ollie because he didn't want to be inside the house, and we had a complaint from a neighbor, we decided that we were gonna adopt an inside cat. So we brought Bruno when he was 9 weeks old, and he has been with us a year and a half now. So I decided to change a little bit let's say, not the theme, but the way I was doing this journal, and instead of doing a human face, I tried a cat face, and this is more or less Bruno. He's not as yellow in real life, but he was accomplished with watercolors, and this is the first time I decided to draw a cat. And I saw a little picture of how to do it in Instagram, and I followed the instructions, and that's how I created this whimsical drawing. So this is Mr. Bruno, and he's wearing his Christmas bow, and from there on, that's how it all started. So let me show you. People were very fond of Bruno's picture. So I had a journal at home that I was not using yet. A friend of mine gave me the blank journal, and I decided that I was gonna paint simple pictures of whimsical cats. So the reason for this was that I didn't have as much time as I would like to embark in a face every week, like in a person's face, or a whole spread. So that doesn't mean that I will not have the time, but because of different circumstances right now in my life, I don't have the same amount of time like I had last year, let's say. So what I did is I took the blank notebook or journal, and I added some fabric from Dollar Tree. And this is a very, very nice fabric. I'm sorry, probably this is not Dollar Tree, it must be Walmart, if I'm not wrong. Either one or the other. I'm more inclined to say Walmart. So I have had this fabric for maybe 2 years. We didn't even have a cat when I bought it. I never thought I would have a cat at that time. But it is very, very cute. So what I did is I just glued it on top of the journal, and then I applied some Mod Podge to it, so if it gets dirty I can wash it. and it worked really nice. It dried super quickly, and just like that I have the cover of the journal. When I had the cover of the journal, I decided I needed to give it a name, and I usually go with the first instinct that comes to my mind to name a journal. So this one was the diary of spoiled cats. So my idea was to draw a very simple picture, paint it, and then write a little story or poem about it. So this here was the first one that I drew. It helped that the journal has very colorful covers in the inside. So in this one I decided to join my cat, the drawing of my first cat, and a girl, since that was my niche before drawing cats. This cat, I was inspired by terrarium, I think it is, and I had a lot of fun kind of using something as inspiration to start the foundation of drawing cats. So this is like a picture of a moment, and all of my drawings are pictures of different moments, and that's of the time that we went skiing. And then I wrote a little poem. It says, I am a cat that wears a hat. I am not afraid. I'm not slow. I love sleighs and playing in the snow. And this was accomplished with watercolors, mainly Crayola watercolors and Faber-Castell's watercolor pencils. And all of my creations are done with those. The second one was for Christmas. And this was created on top of a Christmas McDonald's bag. We ate some McDonald's, and it had this nice Christmas setting in the back with the Christmas lights, and we had so much problems and issues with Bruno and the Christmas tree that I decided that I needed to depict that situation. So this picture is of that time the Christmas tree photobombed my holiday picture. My mom is mad at me. She said, don't touch the Christmas tree. And I have behaved indeed until the silly tree jumped on me. So this one was painted with markers, something that I had never done before. And I like the experience. It's different than watercolors or any other medium. I still have to get used to it. Then the third spread, I wanted to portray a cat riding a bike, and I imagined that he was in the north of England or the UK, riding through the moors. So it says, while riding my bike in the sun, I picked flowers for my mom. She will be happy, I know, with her bunch of pansies from the moors. So what I did in here is I incorporated a sticker from the Dollar Tree collection, and then I painted the background with watercolors and the cat also with watercolors. Then the following spread, I wanted to do cat angels. So they were painted with watercolors. I used crafting paper in the back, and then the wings were created with a very old book. And then I decided to add a quote in there that says, the guardian angels of life sometimes fly so high as to be beyond our sight, but they are always looking down upon us. So I wanted just to to portray the company that our pets provide us, and how important that is. So in this one here, I wanted to portray that week in North Carolina it was snowing a lot. So this one I got inspired by a picture in Instagram. So what I did is, in the back I added some fabric. As you can see, this one is from the dollar store and it has snowflakes, and then I added some little sequins. These are from the Dollar Tree too, and they are used to embellish your nails. So, but I buy them and I use them in my journals, and they are iridescent, if you can see that. So you can see the snow, and it was fully painted with watercolors. And then we have this one here. This is like a Victorian cat, and I used a dress from the paper dolls. This dress and this set of paper doll dresses is very vintage, from the 1940s. A friend of mine sent the dresses and the girl. It's very for me, I'm very fond of it because I used to have a paper doll dress and the doll when I was a child. So it brings me a lot of memory back to Argentina. I used to create a house with a wooden box from where you buy the apples in a wooden box. So I would create the paper doll house there. So I decided to just take one of those dresses and then create the cat around it. It looks quite simple, but you have to play around a little bit with the measures so that the cat fits perfectly into the dress. And then I added some cutouts from a botanical book, and some of the stickers are from the Dollar Tree. And in this one I added a quote from Jane Austen that says, "To sit in the shade on a fine day and look upon verdure is the most perfect refreshment." And yes, this is from Jane Austen. Many people ask me about the word verdure. I have trouble pronouncing it, but verdure is green. Like in Spanish, this word with an A means vegetables. So, and she was accomplished with watercolors too. In this one, I decided to go a little bit more whimsical and include myself in the picture. I look a little bit chubbier in life, to be honest, or so I think. But yeah, that would be me and a cat. Bruno is not yellow, but it doesn't matter. I always try to be inclusive and just put all the colors in there. So this is kind of the kitchen, and it was tea time. I created myself and the cat outside, and then I included the little people and cat, as you want to call it, inside the kitchen. And I added some little embellishments of different cakes and cupcakes and tea and teapot. And then I wrote in here that in real life, instead of making tea and cakes, we made pizza from scratch. So This is how it looks. And then the other page, this is a little cat sleeping on top of some shirts. These shirts, they come from those magazines that come to your house with, I don't know how they are called, but they have different clothes that they advertise. So I decided to draw a cat on top of them. And then I added some buttons from the dollar store. And then I got some more clothes and just did like a clothesline. And the cat again was done with watercolors. I think this one was one of the people's favorite. This here is like when my mom said not to go near the fish tank, and he went and got inside. And I used some magazines cut out. This magazine is an art one from the dollar store, and then I created his tail with sequins from again the Dollar Tree, and then the rest was watercolors and crafting paper in the back. This one was my Valentine spread, where a lady from one of the groups asked me to see if I could create something with her cat, and her cat is named Christmas, and he went into my Valentine spread. So I used stickers from the Dollar Tree, and this is the Valentine's collection. This one here is not, and this is a vintage card from 1945, and the cat can be used just to mark a book as a book marker, and it comes with the balloon. And then the last one is this one here. Again, I used crafting paper in the back, some stickers. This one were given to me at work, and I cut out this stroller from a Dollar Tree magazine, and I managed to put the cat inside. It took me a little bit to figure out how I was gonna place him inside, but yeah, so he's like a baby cat, and he's going in the stroller, and this was kind of to tell the story about when we bought a pet carrier for Bruno and we took him to the dollar store. So this is almost the last one. Then we have this one here. Again, I used a magazine, and I incorporated me and the cat. And this was to depict a hard week at work, and Friday we had some drinks together. So what I did is I cut out the window here, and I added some crafting paper that I thought it was kind of complement the picture, and then I drew myself and the cat there. And this probably is my favorite. I like how it turned out, and I like the pastel colors in it. So I hope this answers some of the questions that you always have regarding my art. I hope that you enjoy seeing a little bit of the journey. If you have any questions or any advice, or you need advice, feel free to leave any comments, and I will try to link below the other journals for you to take a look, because they are completely different to these. And hopefully we will keep seeing each other in different videos. I don't know if they will be about cats or faces or junk journaling per se, but I'm always happy to share with you my art, and my hope is that it always brings you a smile. So I hope you have a nice week, and we will see each other in the next video. Bye.